That's it. Good boy. Pulling up those ivy. That's you. Hey, you. Hey. Hi, guys. Hey, Drew. How you going, brother? This Alexander and I. We're just doing something we do when we're out walking. Sometimes we pull the ivy off the oak because, and Alexander's very good at destroying ivy now. Yeah, look at that. He's helping with keeping our ivy down. Why I thought I would make a video is because I'm looking at this ivy we've destroyed. Yeah, and this tree has got a green mark on it actually. You'll see this. Let me see if I can find it. Down here, there's a green mark, which signifies that this tree hasn't been poisoned. But this tree over here, that tree has been poisoned. Well, I should say the ivy has been poisoned, which I'm sure isn't good for the local flora or fauna, for that matter. So we come around and we see, yeah, we come around and we pull some of the ivy off the trees so that in future years they will be less inclined to poison it, but also that this tree and others like it can do a little bit better. Now, swap sides here. This arm's getting a little bit tired. He may not want me to walk out of this forested area. Shit. Sorry. He may not want me to walk out of this forested area, so we'll see. I titled this, "The pen is mightier than the sword," but I am mindful that government is like this ivy, and if you don't curtail the rapacious progress of the ivy up the oak, similarly, well, we know it will choke the tree, starve the host eventually. And for some reason feels like humanity is a host upon which government is feeding. And that host is getting extremely hungry. And if you know anything about Fibonacci, you'll know that things grow exponentially. And so the bigger the tree, the more leaves it'll create. Exponentially more leaves. And the bigger the ivy, or the more powerful the ivy, then the more rapidly it will engulf its host. And even when the tree falls, the ivy will continue to find a way to thrive, now on the floor of the forest rather than up in the canopy. But the pen is mightier than the sword is a phrase that we've all sort of been taught, and we all think, well, that means we don't need to go to war because we can use our writings and our books, such as democracy and legislation, the legislature, to create the writings that prevent the need for war. We've got a competition here. That's right. My love, you. So that's what I thought. I thought that the legislature and the writings of the legislature would be the way to get rid of the wars. and set aside the swords. What turn them all to plowshares. Turns out the people who run the show don't have any interest in plowshares. They want both pen and sword to be powerful. But if the pen is mightier than the sword, then the pen, therefore, if you were the general leading the ivy up the tree of humanity. Beautiful, beautiful voice he has this morning. If you were the general leading, oh look, there's a river. The sound of running water is very good for us all, I think. Do you want to stand down a second? That'll be cool. Check that out. A little stream. Anyway, this is my live stream. So, yeah, imagine you were the general leading the ivy up the tree of humanity, and you knew that the pen was mightier than the sword, and you were never going to be able to cut the forest down just by using the axes. You would have to use the pen. And therefore, my friends, I'm suggesting to you that the pen, the books that you read, are the most powerful weapon that has ever been railed against you. The printing press, and then later the internet and so on, provides that opportunity for the ivy to spread its spores more rapidly. And I just offer to you this consideration that so much of what we've written, so much of what has been written and presented to us is a weapon on your mind, a weapon on your soul, and a weapon on your body itself too. So I've been feeling a little bit kind of strained this last 24 hours or so. I'd miscalculated on the rent I needed this month, or the money I needed, and that put me in a bit of a pinch. But I've come back into nature, a bit of barefoot time, a bit of sun gazing, and that's helped me reset myself, you know. And as you can hear, my son is pretty well reset. He is feeling super chipper. So I didn't want to make this a long chit chat because I was super long yesterday, 40 or 50 minutes long, and but it's worth mentioning I went to meet Kimmy and Bob Spreadborough yesterday, Andrea and I and Alexander, and we had a lovely meeting with them. So thank you very much to you guys for that. Wonderful couple, wonderful to see, meet and join up with other people with different skills and different energies, and you know, but all passionate about, you know, us coming out on top, you know, returning to where we belong, and making sure that these young people aren't weaponized by the pen in the same way that we were, you know. So thank you to my friend who knows who he is for helping me out over a little pinch, and thank you to my wife for being there, and my daughter and my son and my niece, who is a wonderful addition to the household. But we are meant to be a tribe. We're meant to be a village. This is meant to be the sort of early days, and there's meant to be much older people around being taken care of as well. And in between of that, all this youthful energy that we have. Whoopsie. Here we get. Carry. Come. The river. Well, we're not going to go in the stream now. Yeah, you know, we need to be, and here's the thought, I guess, to take away is that, you know, Oh, Kimmy and Bob have set up a website actually for activists, people who are doing things, a variety of things, including my end of month, or Cosmic Cat, and my end of month, speak easy. We're calling it Truth Talks. You know, these are the sorts of things that, and there's other people doing loads of other stuff. Victoria and Tom's camping, you know, with other people doing a bunch of other stuff. So I just want to say that there is this cool website emerging. I don't think it's gone live just yet, but it will be live soon enough. And you'll be able to open up your own sort of message board to do with your own projects that you're looking to stimulate, whether you be in New York or Old York. Old York. Anyway, that's a cool thing to say. It says about their website. So go and check that out. Kimmy and Bob Spreadborough. They have we ain't going that way, son. We've got to cross this road here. Yeah, so check that out, and also thank you. Let's go. Thank you very much. And also, what was the last thing I wanted to say? Yeah. It's a Zoom truth, and to other guys that are talking on a similar vein, which to me, which is Dave and others, which is that I saw Marilyn Spirit Level and you talking with Josh over at Authentic Intent the other day, and I was on the same vein as you, which is that, okay, so where do we go? How do we grow this? How do we pull people together, and are there other approaches that will be more likely to gain traction with people who are still so far from seeing the truth that their government, their control systems are a weapon that is being used against them? How are we going to get people to see that? Well, I have to say, as I was saying to Kimmy and Bob yesterday, I've realized from the street activism that you can't slap people in the face with a flat earth and expect a good result. It may work for some folks, but not for that many, and we know where it leaves us looking like we lose the audience. The best audiences I've had have been when I'm talking about things that people can kind of get a hold of more easily, you know. I'm not saying I don't want to take people down the flat earth route, because of course they have to go there. And you know what I talk about is, it always invariably ends up being gravity as a religion. So anyway, I'm just in a conversation with a bunch of others who've got energy, and remember, it's taken us 3 years to get to this point. So people who heard about it through this summer, give them time. They may not need as long as us, because there are a great number more regular human beings out there talking about this, rather than just a few characters or high profile kind of people who aren't that tangible. They don't seem that real. Or there's plenty of real people hitting the streets now, and I think that journey, it's taken us 2 or 3 years, and expect other people to take a similar length of time. So that's it. That's my message of love and brotherhood and friendship and what have you. I can see some people are chatting, so I'm sorry to cut it. I will kind of get the right balance between your time and mine, and so on. And as I said the other day, I joined the chat room. I look forward to joining the chat room and so on. But I'm grateful that you've come, and I hope that I can continue to be of relevant service to my brotherhood, sisterhood of man and woman. There's a guy I should shout out, a guy called Rob S. in Scotland. He's doing some great work on sort of the, taking back our rightful, lawful place in the system. Rob S. That's his channel, check it out. Yeah, I gotta go. Hey, have a great day, and you know, I love humanity, so have a good one knowing that. Yeah. Shit, I can't even close this damn thing down. Oh, that's because I'm kind of holding this. Man, sorry about the finger. Bye.